Hello and welcome to Flory Models. Here we are on Friday the 24th of January 2020 for our end of week sort of review and a little bit of catch up. First of all, apologies for the noise because they are chopping down some very large trees just down the side of here the noise has been horrendous. They are very large trees, I'll give them that, so they're using very big equipment to try and get rid of them. But with the chainsaw noise going and stuff like that, trying to film a normal video build has been incredibly challenging to say the least. So I've given up trying to actually start on the MiG-23 purely because the noise, hopefully it'll clear up next week and be a little bit quieter. So apologies for not starting on that one. But what it does mean though is that we've now finished off, purely because I could do a lot of these bits off camera because it's a lot of repeat, the actual Millenium Falcon. And it is absolutely stunning. I have to say, if you've never built a Bandai kit before, it's one of those ones you will never know the pleasure of building one, purely because the way that they design, the way that the engineering is done, and then the execution of when you put it together is absolutely phenomenal. Let me just give you a little bit of a run round here on the overhead just so you can sort of see the detail. As you can probably see, this is all made up of all hundreds of little parts on the back here, and then down on the side you can probably see all the detail that's done. I've got the landing lights on for you under here. Okay, so that's all done, and we got the engine at the back. You have to grab this in certain areas. Okay, you can probably see the little faint glow of blue at the back. I've got all the lights on. Okay, but just generally all over it. It is incredible how Bandai can actually do this. And the biggest thing and the amazing thing to this kit is, not only did I just do it with a pair of God's Hands cutters, literally I probably could count on one hand the amount of times I use a sanding stick for cleanup, because obviously these are quite good, but glue. 2 places of glue. I have to be honest, I've used it twice purely because I wanted to make sure that some of these bits on the back we were working on didn't break off, because they are a little bit floppy and all over the place, and I thought, right, okay, we're going to make sure. Apart from that, this thing still is not glued together. For instance, you could want to, and you can come along and pull this thing apart, because it is absolutely fantastic of how this goes together. Now, it's not to say that I'm saying it doesn't need glue. I'm just simply saying, from a point of view from a build, you can do this completely, no glue, no tools, no equipment whatsoever, and end up with something like that. And okay, you are paying a little bit of a price for it. It's not the cheapest kit out there, clearly, but it is very, very nice. So if you ever are in that thing where you're thinking, do you know what? I'm fed up with the amount of gluing, the sanding, the filling, and all of that, bashing a kit together, and you're banging your head against the wall and thinking this hobby's not for me, try a Bandai kit. It's probably the best mojo builder you will ever get, purely because it goes. And the big thing is, if it doesn't go together, if you're putting a part in it and it doesn't fit, it means it's the wrong part. It's that good a quality. If you're doing it and the part just falls out, it's the wrong part. It's in the wrong place, because everything is keyed and done in such a way that it holds itself together. This thing is solid, no problem at all, and there's not a bit of glue on this apart from these 2 at the back, which don't even count. Okay, the rest of it is just straightforward out of the box, and you've got this amazing detail, and you get a very nice stand with it as well, and all the rest of it. And if you want to do, we've used the clear parts here, but if you wanted to, and I've got them over here, got the glass ones if you want to. I'm going a little bit more as was the actual the film, so I'm going along with not having the glass in there and right the way through. But they are incredible, and they never ever cease to amaze me, because I've been blown away with the attention of detail and the parts and everything else on this kit. You've heard the hype, you've seen the price. Honestly, it's worth it. This kit is actually worth that little bit extra money. And again, when you put it up against, and it's horrible as this sounds, the Fine Molds one, which was reboxed by Revel, that was 250 quid. This thing, all right, I know it's a hell of a lot of money. You can get them a little bit cheaper now, admittedly, but it is worth twice the price, because you have got here a authentic replica of the parts. And I've had so much fun going around finding and identifying all these parts. Thanks to everybody who sent me links for where you can find out what all the parts are and all the rest of it, because that is just interesting reading on its own. But honestly, it has been an absolute joy to put this together. At not one moment did I think, oh God, I've got to do such and such, because it is literally that good. It is beautiful, it's gorgeous. Everybody needs to build a Bandai kit. Just go out and buy one. Trust me, I don't know anybody who's ever come up yet and said, do you know what, I hate that kit, it didn't go together at all. Because honestly, if it didn't, then you really need to build Lego. Give up with a hobby, flog everything, build Lego. I build Lego too, just saying. that'll be next channel for me. I'll have a Lego building one. But yes, I do love my my Lego as well, especially Star Wars Lego. I have quite a collection of that as well. Anyway, next up for this thing is going to be painting it. So I'm slightly more ahead than I thought, because I actually was going to start on the MiG and I was going to finish this off next week. So what I will do is, obviously we're going to put this just to one side. I might prime it and all the bits and pieces, leave it off to one side, and then what we're going to do is start on the MiG, push through with that, and then obviously we'll be on with this little guy as well for the Gloucester Gladiator, making our way through with this one, because this is just absolutely gorgeous as well. It's going together really, really well. No real fit issues. We've got a few little bit of cleanups to do underneath here and on the bottom, but generally it's coming along very, very nicely, and it's square. Even though the plastic is notoriously a little bit thin, now we've got this laminated together, it's starting to get a little bit of rigidity, which is quite nice because it needed it. But generally looking forward to getting on with the engine with that, to detailing it up, and again by next week that's going to be ready for paint as well. So what I'm probably going to do is get this thing in primer, leave it off to one side, get going on the MiG. We'll push through with a little bit of that. So we've got construction one day on the MiG, the next day we'll be doing paint work and various things on one of these two. That's my plan to it, and then we'll be moving our way with other builds coming through. But it's nice that that's my first technical one I've done of the year. Absolutely loved it, loads and loads of fun with that. Can't wait to get on with the painting and the weathering and everything else. As I said, we've got some Hataka paints that we got in, some whites and various things for doing the actual work on this. Then we're going to be doing a little bit of the deckling that comes with them, because they are nice. You can't, there's no point trying to paint it yourself because they are that good. Okay, and then we're going to have loads of fun with oils and weathering and going to town on this one right the way through. And before everyone tells me, I do know that you can't use enamel thinners on this plastic because it will fall apart. I know. I think I told most people that one when my Scout Walker fell apart years ago, and it, yeah, didn't like it. At that point, I understand you don't put enamel thinners near this plastic because clearly it doesn't like it. Anyway, this week has been, to be honest, a bit chaotic going through. It's the end of the tax year, as a lot of you know, from the accounts got to be done and stuff like that. So I've been running around talking to accountants and doing that, because at the end of this month, well, the tax man wants their money. That always makes me cry. Okay, and everything else. So I've also been chasing up various things with stocks and orders and stuff like that. Matt's been really hard. I know I've been working with him this week as well. Been doing with the PM store, been trying to get the Tomcats in. So we've had one of those weeks. Anyway, Tuesday literally was, if I change cameras, there we go. Tuesday was the Q&A day, so it's answering your questions. We were talking about it. I did some reviews through in the day as well, as we made our way through with that one. Okay, and then on Wednesday, we did have the review of the Space Shuttle up. It's an older kit. The review is up on the site. You can see that one now. And it is what it is. I know some people have said to me it's a really old kit. It's on 1979. It's old, but it has got some very, very nice touches. And I think for the scale point of view, it's pretty much on par. So when you see the review of it, I get my big 1/72 scale one down and show you about it. We talk about some of the upgrades that I would do to it, just the same as I did to my 72nd one. So if you want to see that one, you can go off and see that one right now as it makes its way on with there. On Wednesday, it was me and Matt's show, so we were talking all things kits and sales and the future of the hobby and answering your questions. You guys joined in live as always. We had a lot of fun with this particular one, going through with it as we always. Me and Matt really love doing the show because it's not so much about the technical side of modelling, it's more about the kits of it and the tools and the aftermarket stuff. And so it's not sort of about what silver to use, it's more a case of about the kits and stuff like that. So anyway, with that one as well, we've got the Char B as well. These are supposed special imports that me and Matt have brought in through PM Models, so they're not readily available in the UK, but we brought them in specials. I do believe now we are almost out of space shuttles. They've all gone. We had a box of 12 of them come through. I'm pretty sure they've all gone. I know we've got some Char Bs left, so have a look actually on the PM store, see if you can grab yourself one, because when they are gone, they are gone. We're not planning on getting any more in anytime soon. It took us 4 months to get them in, for God's sake. Anyway, Char B as well, that is up with you. To be honest, that is a beautiful kit. Great review of that one went up, and again, typical Tamiya right the way through. Again, it's not the newest kit out there, but it just shows Tamiya through and through. It's a shame they don't do it as the motorized version, because there is a motorized version, so this means it does get working links. You get a very nice chain, you get the figure with it, and again, it's quite a nice kit. There was another one released after this one, which is in the German markings and all the bits and pieces, but this is more of the original one. It's been reboxed about 3 times now in different shades, but again, an olden but definitely a golden kit. It is a beautiful, beautiful kit. One of Tamiya's best for certain on that one. So anyway, those 2 reviews went up with you. We'll see the review section a little bit later. So anyway, me and Matt were talking about that one and various other kits that are coming through the line, talking about the Tomcats, which we'll show you a little bit later on as well. Anyone fed up with that chainsaw yet? Trust me, I've had it going since 8 o'clock this morning. Anyway, yesterday, the review section, they are all up in there now. So if you want to go over to the actual Flory Models site, just go to Flory Models, and then obviously we've got them down in here, and you can click on them. And if you click on it down in here, it will take you off to the review. Click on the learn more. It will take you to the over to the PM store where you can purchase it. And at the moment, we've got it up on a special at 42 instead of 54 as well. So a little bit of a special price on that one right the way through. But again, that's how that one works down in there. Thursday, where's Thursday? Hold on, I've lost Thursday. Thursday's around here somewhere. Hold on, if we go vlog, I've lost Thursday. I had all these beautifully queued up and I seem to have lost Thursday. Live show last night was with me, Matt and Andy. Obviously we were looking at your great work, and it's our new format of actually having a look at your stuff in the forum, not just the normal stuff, you know, and everything, looking at everybody's work from the new guys up to the old hats at this, and obviously going through the actual Battle of the Bulge group build, because that one actually ends on Saturday night. So remember, you will get a medal. Let me grab a medal to show you. Everybody who completes, and I think it's going to be around about 125 of you, I should think, will get one of these. So it's an engraved medal with the thing on there, and you get your medal, so you can take it out. I know some of you have standalone medals, or you can keep it in the case. It does come as a case, and a little bit of a thank you card from me as well. So at the moment, if we just have a look down in here, we've actually got... where are we? Group build. We've actually got 115 completed on that out of 190 taking part. So there's lots of you still pushing through with that one. Remember, everybody who completes, obviously we'll lock it Sunday morning. You will all actually get the medal as going right the way through. Speaking of which as well, obviously we've got two group builds going on at the moment. We've got the Latino or Latin group build going on at the moment. Loads of stuff coming on with that one. So we've got 50 of you taking part of that at the moment, and we've got our first finisher. So let's just have a look to see what we've got finished. It is a little dinky Mig 19. This is done by Mark. Great job as well. This is exactly how we want the layout. We were talking about this last night. We want the manufacturer, the scale, paints used, obviously, and then obviously any details underneath of anything aftermarket you've used as well, and a link to the build. So absolutely fantastic. And there we have a very, very nice Mig 19. Gorgeous work down on that one. Very, very nice indeed. Our first finisher. So that's quite nice to see one of those come through already. Within a month, we've got our first finisher, which is really nice. So well done, Mark. Congratulations on that one. Great to see you work through on that one. You will be getting, because it's a SIG with that, group build with that one, you actually get a medal at the end of it. And then obviously, everybody's taking part in the SIGs. There's no medals, but you do get a good video from me as well, which I'll do next week for the Battle of the Bulge group build as that one's going on. Just going back. We've got down in here our first SIG, which is the Mig Cig. Okay, so this is anything by Mikhayan Design Bureau in Russia, any country, as long as it's a Mig, it absolutely counts in that one. We've got 55 entries into that one, and we got 3 finishes. So let's have a quick look at those. So first up, we've got a Mig 29. This is the dinkiest one you've ever seen. Doesn't that look cute? Nice paint job considering it is so small. So this is from Eric. Anyway, he hasn't put up the details what I've been asking everyone for, but yes, oh, he has down in here. Sorry, he's got it down underneath. So there we go. I take it all back. I tip my hat, and he's got the build threaded in there. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Beautiful camo work as well. Really, really nice, because this thing is tiny and ickle. Little blown doors on the top as well. Very, very nice job indeed on that one. It's not often we see the 144 scale stuff, but after I did my little ickle one a couple of months back, I'm quite taken with them really. I think they're really very nice indeed. Okay, admittedly, I think there might be a few shape issues with that kit, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Very, very nice indeed. So congratulations to him. And we've got from one scale to another, well, we've got one of the smallest to one of the largest. So Tom's down in here, the giant Mig 15. This is a 30-second one by Trumpeter. Clearly his camera is a potato, but we get the idea. Close enough. Very nice indeed. Good job. Again, very quick work on that, getting that banged out in a month. Nicely done indeed. Very, very cool. Like the markings as well. Very nice job on there. Okay, so last up, completion this week. We've got another Mig 17. Oh, we did see this one last week. This was Tom's one because he just finished it, but we're having another look as well. beautiful, nice metal work on that one as well. Congratulations on that one. Well done to everybody who took part on those. Remember, with the SIGs and that, just pop down below. We spoke about it, how to set up your SIG page and all your rest of it for things like that, and your group build page. Really, just have a look at somebody else's. All we really ask, though, literally at the end of the day, is that you have details of the kit you're using, obviously the scale, the manufacturer, and any aftermarket parts you're using with that particular one, and obviously types of paints you're using, because people like to have a look, get a glance at it. They can see how you've done yours through that little bit of information, and then if they're looking to follow along with you, they can just drop down and have a look. As for things, literally we don't need a step-by-step photo build right the way through, but what we do like to do is obviously follow along with your build as you're making your progression. So every now and again take some photos, but if you do come along an area which is something you just can't work out, it's taking you a little bit of time to get your head round, share that, because then if anybody else is following along your build, they can say, right, okay, that explains that. You know, you put it into layman's terms for them, someone else like that. It makes it so much easier for somebody following along your build to actually then just notice and see any stumbling blocks you had, and just to help along with them with the build. And that's really the point to it. And also, I know a lot of people like to follow along people's builds to see what colours they're using and what paints they're using, and obviously things like that as well. So if you can put all that information up, that's pretty much a must. The rest of it, though, is totally up to you what you want to show. But what I do ask, please, is obviously a nice, good, clear overall picture for your reveal photo at the end, because that's the one that I use for the gallery shots and for those types of things, and for reveal video builds at the end, purely so I've got an overall. Some of you take nice close-up ones, and I know it's difficult, some of the bigger models, especially like ships and stuff like that, to get it all in, but if we get one nice sort of overall diagonal from the top coming across, as I say. So as I say, always sort of, if this was it here, I would shoot it across here, find its best side and do a diagonal slightly above, so we just get as much in one picture as possible, because it's all very well taking a nice close-up shot, but it doesn't show the rest of the model. And if I can only use 1 or 2 photos, I'm very limited on the ones that I can use for that. Okay, so definitely get those in if you can. Also up today, we've got, hold on, let me just find it in here, will be the next part of the actual, sorry, I can't find the information up there yet, probably because I haven't done it yet, but will be the next part of the actual Gloucester Gladiator build, and that really gets you right up to where I am as well. So we talk about obviously fitting the wings onto this one, that centre panel at the back. We talk about how I upgraded the actual tail on this one as well. So we actually used a brass rod in this one, and then we attached the tails to it. I've taken it off purely because I don't want to bang it, and obviously I need to paint it separately anyway and things like that. And then really going along the motions of actually getting a nice wing join onto this one, and all these areas right the way through of getting the bodywork all together. So that's going to get you really bang up to date with this one. As I said, by the end of next week, I want to get it together. So on Monday, you're going to get the next part. The Falcon will be up with you, and then next Friday, you're going to get another part onto this one, which will hopefully complete the build work, and then we'll be into the paint section with it. So then the week after, it'll be then obviously more of the paint work on those two. Then we'll be starting onto that Mig 23 from a construction point of view as we make our way through. All right, on those ones. Another shameless plug for you, just before we get going over to PM Store, just to let you know, the giant sander packs, which have been out of stock now since, God, yeah, a long time now, are finally back in stock, okay? We were out of one type of the sanders. They turned up this morning at a nice early chime this morning, which was absolutely fantastic. So that is this one in here. So you've got all of those in stock. So are the starter packs. They are back in stock as well. So is the 005s have come in now. And also, if you didn't see it the other day, these came back in stock, which is the skinny set stick, which is a little bit of a bargain. So you get 16 sticks in that instead of the usual 12. Same price, $5.49 anyway on that one. So that's all the skinny stick range, all the ones we do is available down in there. And then that also means that these are back in stock, because these will be waiting on as well, which is 005, 9 in a pack of that one, and that is the dual medium sander. Okay, everything for the first time I can remember since last year is actually in stock. So we've been stocking up over sanding sticks and washes and pigments over the last few months. Finally, it's all racked up. Trust me, the kitchen is just full of boxes currently, so I need to get those squared away over the weekend and make up some sander sets, clearly. Last up today, we've actually got the products and everything that's going on. And speaking of things we've been waiting for ages, at last, the Super Tomcat. I don't know why they call it the Super Tomcat. Anyway, it should just be the F14D. It's finally here by AMK. Literally, I can't remember how many years. It's got to be over 4 years now. I've been waiting for this kit, maybe even 5. And to be honest, we were let down by well, AMK, because we were supposed to be getting them direct, so we've had to get them from another source now. So we have got them in. Everybody who pre-ordered from PM Stores, Matt is doing your invoices. Literally, I spoke to him before I came on air, so your invoices will be sent out and then your kit will go out next week, okay? So you should have those. We've also got a couple of the ordnance sets in as well to go with that one. I've already done the review of that. What I'll do is I'm going to pinch somebody's Tomcat to do an actual review of it. I've got no plans of building one, to be honest, because, well, to be honest, I've only just done the Tomcat from Tamiya and I don't fancy doing another Tomcat anytime very soon. But it does look really nice. I saw it at Telford. It's probably worth the wait. I don't know. It's been so long. I've literally lost the will to live with this kit, especially when then the actually AMK themselves were like, well, we don't think we've got any. And it's like, oh, Jesus. Anyway, we finally got there in the end. So we have got them in. As I say, we've got quite a few, but I know a lot of you have done them on a pre-order, so if you want to grab them very quickly, because everyone seems to be going out of stock, and no AMK, you know full well they haven't got a lot of them themselves. So if you are planning it, and I'm not just saying from getting from us at PM or getting from Hannant's, because Hannant's got them in as well at the moment, but honestly, get them quick, because I have a feeling it might be a while before they do a second run of that. And let's face it, it's taken them 5 years to do the first run, so all I'm saying, I'm just putting it out there right the way through. Anyway, on the specials board, obviously is that one, and then obviously for the new arrivals come through. The specials board that we normally do every Friday, we're just running a little bit late on that one. Matt's going to get that sorted out tomorrow. So grab whatever's in here now, because it's all going to change tomorrow. Okay, so in the specials area on the actual site as well. Apologies for my phone going off. Okay, so grab yourself anything you can, because as I say, it'll change tomorrow as we make our way through on that one. And that is about it. I've got some great kits coming up for you next week in the review. I've got that lovely new 72nd MiG 17, sorry, from Airfix. I've got an Angry Phoenix. I've got a Yak 130 and a JU88 to do a review on. And then as I said, next week we're going to be getting this into paint. We'll be hopefully getting the Gladiator moved on, and we'll be starting on that gorgeous MiG 23 as we make our way through. Anyway, don't forget the Battle of the Bulge to Berlin one, I think it's called, whatever we called it, I can't remember what we called it now. That actually ends on Sunday night. So make sure you get those finished off. I will lock it and then we'll get everything moved over into the various sections and stuff like that, probably on Monday, all right? So I'm going to lock it Sunday morning. So after that, there's no if, buts and maybes. So I know some years, a lot of you come along and say, but honestly, it's taking the piss a bit, because technically this one's gone a month over normal. So it's 7 months, this actual group build, but get them in, because don't forget you're going to get your medal at the end of it as we make our way through. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until Monday, everybody, happy modelling, take care.